Irgendwo höre ich noch was im Hintergrund. Herr Stemmern, kann es sein, dass Sie gerade nicht gemutet sind?
Doch, ich war gemutet.
Dann wird mir das hier falsch angezeigt. Danke.
Willi, geht da was?
Ja, wir sind drin.
Haben wir auch Ton?
Ja. Ihr könnt ja reinsprechen. Ne?
Das
ist für euch.
Das funktioniert das auch. Ja.
Maybe I can quickly take over. Excuse me, Christina, we had some technical difficulties here, but I will...
Super. Oh, that looks great.
I can hear you. Thank you very much. I think we have a slight audio delay, but we will manage that as well. So thank you very much, Christine. You already said we have an international event. Yes, we're very happy about that. We are a local ECSO Cyber Investor Day. Again, we can say, which we are very proud of, which means we are working together with the European Cybersecurity Organization and several other cybersecurity clusters all over Europe in organizing local events where we have winners already. The first place, for example, here in Bochum will receive a €2,000 voucher from the Bochum Wirtschaftsentwicklung, which they can invest into a membership of a certain IT security association or into a training, whatever they need best. the first and second place also will be part of the finals in The Hague. This time it's not Brussels. They changed the place for the finals. But the way we like to see it is that everybody who is here is a winner already, as they have the chance to present their startups and their business ideas in front of a high-class selection of investors and potential business partners, and of course in front of a very high-class jury which we have assembled already here, and to whom I want to hand over now. Willy, if you could please introduce yourself and your colleagues, if you like.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm very happy and very honored to head the international high reputed jury for this eurobits event, which is supported, as you said, as well from ECSO. Perhaps some words to myself. My name is Willy Mannheims. I'm managing partner with eCapital, and I am within investing in companies since over 20 years. And we have really promising companies here, which will present today. And I will give over to the jury members to introduce themselves with 2 or 3 sentences. And first of all, Kati, perhaps you can start. It's a colleague of mine.
Yeah. Perfect. Thanks for having me. I'm Katharina Free. I'm working as an investment manager at eCapital. We have a dedicated cybersecurity fund. Out of that, I'm currently advising half of the portfolio companies in there. Before, I have a background in technology and management from the TUM, and I was working at Unternehmertum, one of the largest entrepreneurship centers. Like at Tech Founders, the high-tech accelerator, helping super early stage teams and getting investor ready. I'm looking forward to a great event.
Okay, Kati, thank you very much. And I will go to the nice man beside me, Rainer.
Oh, the nice man. Thank you, Willy, for that. Yes, my name is Rainer Baumgart. I think a lot of people knows me because I was nearly 20 years a board member of SecuNet. We founded it together, Willy and me, and had an IPO. It's nearly also 20 years ago.
20 years ago, yeah.
And today I'm also board member of eurobits, the organizer of this event today, and I'm hopefully to see some nice pitches today, and yes, let's have a good day together.
Yeah, thank you very much. Christoph, I will hand over to you.
Yeah, my name is Christoph Paar. I'm a director of the Max Planck Institute for Cybersecurity here in Bochum. I've been doing hardware security for over 25 years. And I've also been active in startups. One of the more successful startups that I founded together with Willy is S-Crypt, and that was a successful exit to Bosch. Yeah, and I'm extremely looking forward to seeing all the pitches. The companies look really great.
Yeah, thank you very much. We are very happy to have Silke from BSI here as well, and perhaps you can introduce yourself.
Yes, hello, and also warm welcome from my side. My name is Silke Barkstedt. I'm heading the division of cybersecurity for electronic identities and digitalization in BSI. In my previous life, I was working for Infineon and also for Giesecke & Devrient in the arena of international governmental projects.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. We are happy to have Fabian here, who is coming from RWTÜV, who is, for all the people who do not know, one of the roots of cybersecurity in this area and in Germany as well. Fabian, perhaps some words to you.
Good morning. My name is Fabian Fechner. I'm managing director of RWTÜV. We are a technical inspection and certification organization, but we are not a classical TÜV anymore today. So we are now a management and investment holding for technology service providers. And the connection is basically secunet was founded by RWTÜV, and later there was an IPO. And maybe the startups who present themselves today can go down the same way, maybe.
Yeah, thank you very much. And now we are coming to one of the big wheels in Germany, Bosch Cybersecurity, and Yannis, some words.
So first of all, thanks a lot to Eurobits and all of you, right, for organizing this fantastic event. And then also thanks a lot to all the startups that are participating today. I'm really looking forward to getting to know you. So my name is Yannis Demmer, and I'm responsible for Bosch CyberCompare. And CyberCompare is a broker for cybersecurity solutions.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Now we are coming to you, Ulrich. Perhaps some words to you and to your company.
Yes, good morning. Thank you very much, Willy, and thank you very much to the team at Eurobits. Ulrich Saldesacht, participating from Belgium, nearby Leuven, part of the University of Leuven, where basically ELSEC was founded. I'm running a group of cybersecurity startup companies which we've invested in, which we basically support on a day-to-day basis, going into markets with direct links to supporting the management team in getting to market and growing also internationally. I have a background in previously in telecommunications. I was part of a large European telecoms operator which went public in about 2015 and became a $3 billion company. So interesting times in the past, and still seeing that there's a lot of interesting cybersecurity companies developing today as well. Looking forward to the different pitches. Thanks.
Okay, Ulrich, thank you very much. And now only a couple of miles away, but in the Netherlands, we are coming to you, Rino.
Hi, good morning, Willy. And my name is Reinoud van der Meulen. I'm investment manager with Team Capital, a Dutch venture capital firm with a current Dutch security tech fund that's focused on security and cybersecurity startups and scale-ups. I myself have an aerospace engineering background, and I was co-founder of a startup in the aviation IT space. So I've got a bit of entrepreneurship and a product hat on, and I'm really looking forward to the pitches today.
Okay, great. Now we are going more to the sun in Portugal. Carlos.
Thank you, Willy, and good morning to everyone. Thank you also very much for the invitation to participate. So my name is Carlos Moreira da Silva. I'm director at SunIM. My background is telecom, but we are investing in cybersecurity since 2013. Just in cyber, we have invested in about 15 companies across Europe, US, and Israel. Two of the names we have in our portfolio are Arctic Wolf or Fitzeye. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Now you saw all the jury members, they introduced themselves, and we are coming now to the pitches. We have started.
Billy, before you go ahead with your pitches, so first of all, thank you very much here from the audience in Bochum from our main conference. And I feel a little bit like in the European Song Contest. So 12 points, 12 points to the jury of the pitches. Thank you so much. It's nice to see so many familiar faces from all over Europe. And we wish you good luck. Have a good sense of, well, investment. And I wish all the startups, 8 we have today, it's only a selection of, there were many more who applied to come in the pitch today, and wishing the startups great success, show your best. We look forward to interesting new developments in cybersecurity. And this conference goes now on 2 streams. So one is here in our main conference. We continue with our panels, and you go now into your conference with the pitches, and we meet later again when we look for the winners. And so wishing you some good hours, some good presentations, and thank you for that, and see you later again here together in the convent.
Okay, Christine, thank you very much for your warm welcome. And now we are going into our pitches. As you heard, it's only a selection of all applications, and we are very proud to have you
jetzt hier gern in die Konferenz. Ja, vielen Dank. Wir splitten jetzt die Konferenz. So, wir sind wieder hier unter uns. Sehr schön. Und jetzt wird es nämlich auch nochmal ein bisschen näher an den Mensch.
Do you hear me?
Now we're in the Zoom conference.
Okay, great.
And cut from the rest of the convent. Thank you everybody for your patience. Willi, if you don't have any last words towards the startups, I would start right away.
I wish you all the best.
Do your job.
All right. So just quick reminder, 6 minutes pitch, 3 minutes Q&A. I will keep the time. I will give you a very decent and short warning when you've got 1 minute for your pitch left. And not much else to say about that, as we are, 10 minutes behind schedule, which is fine still. I would like to start right away with BlackCell. Please switch on your camera and start sharing your screen.
Everybody can see my screen. Great. So their estimated jury, my name is Gergő Gyernár, and I'm a managing director of BlackCell Magyarország Ltd. First and foremost, I would like to thank you for this honor opportunity, and I'm confident that I will be worthy of it. BlackCell is an emerging company with 11 years history. During these years, BlackCell has introduced the following 4 divisions, like value-adding, reselling, and integration. We developed our Cyber Fusion Center. We are offering offensive services and risk advisory and compliance. In 2019, we defined 2 horizontal specializations to implement our go-to-market strategy. The purpose of the cyber, physical, and cloud security umbrella competencies is to address the Industry 4.0 security challenges. The development, what we want to achieve, is perfectly targeted each of these areas. Based on our experience, the customer wants a comprehensive solution, and we want to provide them with a transparent, objective, and measurable plan underpinned with strict KPIs. Therefore, we must provide a solution that fully meets these needs. Our concept can give an adequate answer to emerging cyber threats via quantitative methods, process gap analysis, and the detailed roadmap-like action plans. The name Sidetrack comes from cyber traction. We have been applying MITRE's attack framework as a detection framework for years, and that is where the inspiration comes from. The framework is basically good. It's basically a catalog about offensive tactics and techniques, but not detailed enough, and it could result a false sense of security if we just think about techniques. So the attack approach goes beyond the techniques and the analysis and the procedure based on information about the customer's infrastructure. There are approximately 370 attack techniques. We broken down into more than 1,000 procedures that will leave us with a quite long to-do list. For each procedure, we create a validation offensive script with a corresponding SIM rule, and where we use an API to query and to visualize in the progress bar in our modified MITRE attack framework. And for the coverage for each technique, we compare the results to a sector-specific attack heat map to create a roadmap and an action plan so that we can fulfill all the needs. Meanwhile, the normal business is improving nicely, as you can see in the numbers, and I have to add that we have already done with the spin-off development. It was an industrial deception-based threat intelligence solution. The project was founded by BlackCell, but we had to sell it too early. We are here to make up for that mistake so that we don't want to make it again. the result is to provide a client with a holistic view that showcases a maturity growth, a pace of improvement, and the status of the entire cybersecurity ecosystem or posture. For BlackCell, it means a constant and continuous work, and it's also a lead generator and a sales tool with a huge added value, as it has features that are free of charge. The required investment is roughly 3 million euros, which simply includes technical development expenditures without overhead. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your presentation. Perhaps one first question. What is your background personally?
Yeah, I'm basically learning the National University of Public Services. I'm a CISSP, but I'm rather a sales guy, but I would like to be an engineer. But I'm not worth of it.
Okay, thank you very much. How big is the team in total?
In total, approximately 30 FTEs we have. 30. 25, 30.
Okay.
25.
And you are growing with a big number in this year. What makes you sure that you will achieve this in the next year as well?
The sales cycle and the maturity of the market regarding the security operations center and the managed services. You know, we developing threat intelligence 6 years from now, and especially in the industrial market, they are immature for this kind of processes, and this long investment is finally reach our target.
Okay. What would you say is your main USP?
Excuse me?
Your main unique selling point. What is, if you compare you with your competitors, why are you better?
Because of our detection matrix, and we are using this, let's say, assessment solution since years now. And this is why we are so proud and why we are a little bit more interesting, because we are combining the attack framework for enterprise and for ICS, and we offering special threat hunting services based on data lakes for industrial control systems. So we are aggregating the data sets from the industrial network, and we are using to hunt it as well as for example, if we are hunting for domain-generated aggregates, we are aggregating DNS entries, but we are doing enrichment with these data lakes from the industrial infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, that was a little bit more technical than I wanted.
Thank you.
I see that Reno raised his hand.
Yes, hi. Can go. What is the ratio of commercial FTE versus technical? Because the list that you showed earlier of the hires that you planned for next year is all technical.
All technical. We don't have any sales, so we are purely technical guys. Only I am the overhead now for the company.
Okay, thank you.
You know, the reason why I would say it because we are generating warm leads with case studies, with research papers, abstracts, and so on, and this give us enough leads to live with this.
I saw a raised hand from Christoph. We have about 30 seconds left. I allowed a little bit more time because we finished early.
Yeah, just a brief question. You've been existing for quite a few years. So what is the difference between your existing business and what you attempt to do now?
because we would like to develop an automate framework to offer a web application. It will be a web application and not a service. So the client who visits our web application site, give his infrastructure elements, give his sector, and we will send him back a to-do list, an action plan, what he needs to solve to be made sure or see his progress. And this is a continuity.
Okay. But the technical services stay the same, I assume, right? That you offer.
Yeah. Okay. The methodology is
okay.
Well, you know,
I'm sorry, we have to come to an end. I hope the question has been answered, but we have to stay fair towards everybody. Sorry for being strict. Thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Great. Then let's head on right to the next one. Codean will be next. Please start your camera. You already did. And the screen sharing. Thank you very much. Time starts now.
Yes, the mute button is also found.
Okay.
Quite essential. Augmenting software security experts. That's what we believe in. Because we see there's a people problem in cybersecurity. And not only for specifically our target market, which is software security, but there's extreme scarcity of especially high quality software security experts. We're focusing on software security, so mainly pen testing, vulnerability scans, etc. This scarcity results in high cost of recruiting, training, and keeping experts. People say it's hard to hire software engineers these days. Well, try hiring a decent security analyst. So how to fix that problem? Some people believe you can automate security analysis, for instance, with automated tooling, but we believe different. We believe that human security analysts are the future, because our vision, security analysts outperform tools for software engineers by far. Because to be really safe, there's so much more than the standing tooling you can find. And the experience and creativity of an ethical hacker sees far more vulnerabilities. What we could do, of course, is automate a security analyst. However, it would be great if we could do that, but the tools we see in the market and the developments, we believe it's very difficult to realize that. A lot of tools are there in the market, but they have so many false positives that the added value is very low. So the question is then, what would work? In our case, we believe that we should augment software security experts, not automate them, but empower analysts to work faster. And we can do that a lot faster. So how do we do that? With a security review environment. We developed that in-house because most security experts use an IDE, an integrated development environment, to analyze security in software. However, an IDE is not designed for that. It's designed for writing software. Our security review environment does not replace a security analyst, but augments it because it's a dedicated environment specifically for security analysis. It is symbiotic. It's a symbiotic combination of man and machine because humans are very good at some things and computers are very good at other things. The result is that there's a large increase in the performance of security analysts. And I'll tell you a bit more about the benefits of the security review environment. First of all, we introduce code marks. So on top of the code, you can put code marks in the code. Here are the notes or the comments of the security analyst. And normally a security analyst would put codes or notes in a separate notepad file or something, but it's far more efficient if you can put notes in the code. Of course, only the security analyst sees those notes, not the software engineers who are writing the code. So then the security analyst writes down his most important thoughts. The code marks thereby formalize his security findings, which for starters is better in multiple purposes. You make it possible to look inside the head of the security analyst. It also shows the complex relations because you can link the code marks together. So as you know, security and software is all about a path through a code base. And when a security expert links those code marks, the path is created. It's thereby far easier to follow that path. With the result that it frees up headspace of the security expert, so he can focus on actually analyzing vulnerabilities. Second benefit is cooperation. It's a lot easier and more efficient. Currently, when 3 people work on one customer, so one code base, they mostly divide the code in 3. And those 3 people don't look in the code of the other 2. So that raises a problem because security is about paths through the whole code. Our tool is web-based, so everyone can have a look at the code and trade code marks at the same time. You can discuss code, also see how the code marks of your colleagues are and how they link to your code marks. You can link them together. So it's easy. It's possible to create the path through the whole code base. And it also makes it easier for senior analysts to review the work of a junior. Just look at the code mark and you see the way they think and analyze. Also, it's easier for juniors, by the way, to learn from seniors by following their code marks. Another benefit is the delta code analysis. So the security review environment, it easily shows the added code since the last commit, the delta code. Because the environment integrates with Git, the new code is published to the secure on one side. You split the screen and see the old code. So you see the difference in the two code bases since the last commit. Now, thereby it's easy to see the differences. You also see the code marks of the last commit. So you can see, hey, what kind of thoughts did I have? What kind of security findings did I find the last time? And with the new scan, with the, if it's a commit a week later or 2 weeks later or a year later, you can see the differences.
1 minute left.
So this reduces the work for recurring projects. The final most important benefit is a symbiotic taint analysis. Taint analysis is very useful. However, automatic tools give a lot of false positives. A symbiotic taint analysis visualizes the path. So it automatically creates the code marks and links the code marks. However, as a security analyst, you can adjust that when there is, for instance, API boundaries where a computer cannot go further. So you augment thereby the taint analysis and you not automate it. In the questions, I love to tell you a bit more, but the most important is that it's a significant increase in performance and efficiency. How much? Up to 3 times as efficient, of course, depending on the tasks, the project, on the code base. And we have a lot more ideas to work on. When we finish our investment round, then we have a lot more time to work on that. Thank you.
Perfectly on time. Thank you. We're going to start the Q&A now. Willy, I see a raised hand.
Yeah. Perhaps a question from my side. Who should be your customers, your direct customers? Are this software developers or companies or end users who will buy your tools?
Good question. We are focusing on security analysts. Since most tools indeed are focusing on software engineers, and that is a far larger market, so we understand that. We believe that ultimately it works a lot better if security analysts do the security analysis. So that's why our target market is security analysts. It could be security labs, could be the security teams of large corporates, could be consultants like EY, BDO, Deloitte, etc. These types of customers.
Ulrich and then Silke in the next go, please.
Yes, thanks. Thanks for the presentation. Who do you see as your main competitors in this space?
The main competitor is the free-to-use IDE, because that's what most security analysts now use at the moment. And of course, it will be difficult for them. I mean, they're used to what they're working on. They've been doing that for 5 or 10 or 20 years. So that's our main challenge, to get them from the free IDE to our paid, of course, security review environment.
Okay, so I would have a question, 2 questions. Basically, one question on the number of your workforce, and the other question: what is the business model behind? Is it a license model, or how would you sell it?
Yeah, the license model is indeed subscription based, so it's a SaaS model per month or per year, of course, with a discount. If you look at the team, the founder is Kevin Falk. He started hacking games already 15 years ago, when he was 15 aged at that moment. So he's very experienced. He started working on this 1.5 years ago, building the security review environment. I joined half a year later. I have an entrepreneurship experience and help a lot of startups as a coach and consultant. At the moment, we are pretty advanced in talks with investment funds and angels. So we expect to do an investment round at the end of this year, with 1 freelance employee and 1 vacancy at the moment.
Carlos, short question and short answer, 20 seconds left.
Thank you. In which stage are you of the company development?
Early stage. We'll have a soft launch in around 2 months. We did some consultancy projects, so we tested the security review environment internally, so with advising then software engineering companies. So just pen testing services, we've done that for this year. So we have experience of using the security review environment in-house, and now we're spinning it out to other security analysts.
Thank you.
Thank you. Time's up. Thank you very much. Then please stop sharing the screen and switch off the camera again.
Yeah.
Thank you. Then Decentriq is next in line. Please start the camera and presentation.
All right, can you see my screen? Perfect, all right. Thank you very much for the opportunity to present here today. I'm here with my co-founder, Stefan, and myself, Max. Stefan is the CTO of the firm, while I'm the CEO of the company. We will speak about the challenges of data sharing and data collaboration. Stefan and I, we met almost 10 years ago at a company that is analyzing and monetizing telecommunications data. And you can imagine when you deal with this kind of sensitive data sets, you constantly get into touch with data privacy, data security, trust among the participants, leading to very, very inefficient processes in regards to data sharing and data collaboration. Then 2 years ago, Bill Gates said, what if we had a way to collect data but not reveal individual records? And with this, he was hinting towards encryption technologies, privacy enhancing technologies. Therefore, Stefan and I, we registered Decentriq a bit more than 2 years ago to create a platform that allows purpose-bound data sharing with data clean rooms. So let's say Stefan and I, we want to work together on a sensitive data set, but he doesn't want to share the data with me or vice versa or the model. He or I can just open up a data clean room, invite the other participant, and work on the data without actually seeing it. And this is very important that we comply with very strict security requirements, because the data is always encrypted, also during computation. Also, Decentriq cannot see the data. That in regards to privacy, we have enforceable compute policies, that the data owners remain in full control over the data. Then trust is crucial, that we have an end-to-end verifiability. And at the same time, of course, usability, because before data sharing, data collaboration took months to set up. Now it's only a few minutes. So we created a platform that can be used via a UX interface or via API to actually augment your internal data and collaborate with external parties. For example, last week, we just were awarded a contract with the Swiss military that's using this platform to test it for cyber attack data. A bit more about the platform. There you see a screenshot on the right-hand side. It's a single platform to secure, control, share data with anyone. And you just need to define the participants and their roles. Is it a data owner? Is it a data analyst? Or maybe both. The data input structure, the business logic, and the privacy settings, of course. All of this is based on confidential computing, so on trusted execution environments, which means that the data always is encrypted. So data like water can be in 3 states. At rest and in transit, to have it encrypted there, that's possible since decades. But to also keep it encrypted while in use is the new thing here, and it's called confidential computing. A bit about our firm. So we're an enterprise SaaS, a company providing data clean rooms powered by confidential computing for anyone to easily collaborate on data without risk of exposure or the need to establish trust. We are a Swiss company, and we employ a diverse team of experts in cryptography, security, and privacy technologies. Right now, we are almost 20 people. We are also a founding member of the Confidential Computing Consortium, besides big tech companies such as Google and Microsoft, and we are already deployed in various industries, especially regulated industries such as banking and healthcare. Here you see a testimonial from a Swiss bank, and also a testimonial from the US National Cyber Director, who is reporting to Joe Biden, and we were in touch with him last year during SolarWinds. Yeah, also big corporates already audited our platform. Here you see screenshots from Swiss Re, leading reinsurance, or Post Finance, a major bank here. Of course, we also passed the GDPR assessment and also got the okay from the Belgian Data Protection Agency to process patient data. Who is doing it in the healthcare space? 20 pharma companies using it for benchmark purposes, for example, Swiss banks, the Swiss Post, in the public sector, the city of Zurich, biometrical data, also authentication. The Swiss military was awarded us last week, and I want to go in the last minute a bit more into the cases. So here we see confidential industry benchmarking. 20 pharma companies upload their sales data on a quarterly basis to see their market position or their market share on a per product, per product category, per region. Then real-world evidence studies. This will be now done in Belgium, where 5,000 pharmacies and many hospitals upload their data for real-world evidence studies.
1 minute left.
Yeah. Confidential address verification. Here, the Swiss Post is uploading the address data of whole of Switzerland into a data clean rooms and a data clean room, and banks in Switzerland can then check if their CRM data is up to date. Then confidential mobility analytics. Actually, the city of Zurich, that's also where we are located, is using our platform when they want external data to be processed. In this case, it's home locations of children to process, to do some certain mobility analytics. Yeah, and here are my contact details. I think I stayed within the time frame. Thank you very much.
You did. Thank you very much. Then we can go over to the questions. I think 2 raised hands were from the last round. Kati, please start.
Thank you for the great pitch. Who are your competitors? Who are you competing against?
Yeah, so this data cleanroom concept is probably the most pushed by a company called Snowflake, but of course they don't comply with this high privacy and security requirements that we are facing. I mean, you saw that the data we are processing is very, very sensitive. And then there are certain companies that leverage confidential computing or also software-based encryption, such as fully homomorphic encryption. But of course, they're rather young. So yeah, the big push is actually more from Snowflake, I would say.
Then I saw Christoph and then Ulrich, please, if that's fine.
Yeah, how do you accomplish this security for your stored data? Do you actually use advanced cryptographic techniques? You just mentioned fully homomorphic encryption, or what is in 3 sentences? What's the technology behind your solution?
Sure, happy to summarize it, but there's also a white paper on our website, and we're actually quite transparent with that development. So what all of this is based on is confidential computing, like trusted execution environments. So specifically right now, it's Intel SGX, and we're also very transparent about this type of technology. But that's kind of the root of trust that we're using here.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. The business model that you have, can you describe it in a couple of words? Specifically, are you an infrastructure provider? Do you provide basically your platform on top of existing infrastructure, and how do you reach out to your customers?
Yeah, sure, Ulrich. So we are running a SaaS model. So this is cloud-based, and we charge a license. We usually start with a trial period of 3 months that costs around 30 till 50K, depends. And then annual license is north of 100K. And how do we reach out to customers? I mean, cold outreach, of course, like very traditional. But given the fact, and that was also the most important thing for us in our first 2 years, to really win anchor clients. I mean, now the Swiss military, because it's public, gives us a lot of credibility. Then the Swiss banks, where we can speak about the pharma companies, the biometrical data, and also, again, in the public sector, the city of Zurich. So we can tick all these boxes. And now actually we're scaling up, especially in the financial services and healthcare industry, because there we see the fastest growing pool, let's say.
And coming back to the SaaS model, so it's a SaaS model so basically you're selling it as a service, but the infrastructure behind it, do you have to own it yourself?
No, we don't. Actually, we have a strong relationship with Microsoft, and they offer us confidential computing instances in all regions relevant for us, which are Intel SGX enabled.
Okay, so you use the Microsoft confidential computing
We
cloud.
are currently deployed in Azure, exactly, Microsoft Cloud.
Time is up. I'm sorry we could not hear all the questions, but again, we have to stay in the same amount of time for everybody. So thank you very much, Decentriq. Please switch off your cameras, and you did not share your screen any longer. Great. Then Emproof, stage is yours. Please turn on camera, mic, and presentation.
All right. Thank you for having us. Can everyone see the screen?
No, just seeing you.
I have put on share screens, so I'm not sure what happened here. There we go. Okay.
Okay.
Now you can see the screen. All right. My name is Brian Kelly. I'm the co-CEO of Emproof. Tim Blazitsko, one of our co-founders, is joining us here for technical questions and to help as we move through the presentation. Emproof's mission is to provide high-end security in the embedded, and especially the deeply embedded environments where many of the modern security techniques cannot be employed because of capacity constraints. Biggest problem in the area are product piracy, which can be from product cloning, intellectual property theft, illegal unlocking of features, to exploitation, which are the typical cyber attacks, IoT ransom, botnets, et cetera. All of these things can be cost up billions of dollars for companies over the years, and can also, especially the exploitation, can lead to access to the overall networks that the devices are attached to. The Emproof solution is to block the exploitation, protect the piracy, protect against reverse engineering, and identify any potential exploitation weaknesses, and then block those exploitations. The solution is unique because it is designed specifically for the embedded environment. It is not an adaptation of existing security software. It is designed specifically to run on microcontrollers, even smaller platforms, which are ubiquitous in the IoT environment. The solution is broken into 4 different components, all connected in our Nect suite. We have Secure, which protects against unknown vulnerabilities and exploitation. Protect, which protects IP and protects the IP theft. Vault, which has a virtual HSM, hardware security module, helps with key storage, crypto algorithms, et cetera. And the Control, which unlocks device features and license management. Unique selling points, there are many, but the 3 key ones are: it is designed to be functionally safety standard compliant, which means from the outset of this design process, the programmers worked to make sure this will be functional safety standards. Very important in key industries for medical devices, aerospace, automotive, and smart infrastructure. Which are 4 of our key strategic industries. One of the biggest advantages here is the overhead capacity. I mentioned that there is a constraint on the size of the software in security, which often limits the ability to use advanced techniques. We have a 10x increase or decrease in the amount of overhead required. So where other companies are using 1,000% overhead to provide the security, we're working at 10 to 20% overhead with equal security or better performance. This allows that security to be brought into ever smaller environments. This is the key for IoT applications and anything in the deeply embedded environment. And the third main key advantage is this simple integration into the firmware at any stage in the development. You can put this in at production, or you can design it in, or an end user can bring this into the system later on as long as they have an update capability. No source code changes, no hardware changes. We are agnostic as to the source code and the hardware, and they will work with a compiler of your choice. It's a B2B business model. We'll be using a subscription-based SaaS model. We'll have 2 modes of sales. We'll be having direct sales to the companies with a sales team, which we've already started to hire. And we'll also, within 18 months, be able to download and have direct interaction with the website for large-scale applications that don't require any additional engineering. Our target customers are systems integrators and device manufacturers, microcontroller designers and manufacturers, and embedded OS providers. The key here is that we will be focusing on those companies for whom security is a necessity, not a quick add-on. We want to be focusing on the companies that really need security for their business. The competitors, We have two key groups of competitors. We have the competitors that are providing IP protection, and we have competitors that are providing exploitation. I can provide this to you at a later time, but we have your Dedo, Thales, Quarks Lab on the IP side, Karamba, Argus on the exploitation side. The key here is that we provide all of this in one suite. Our traction and milestones from 2019, the company was founded in 2019 with the core technology was developed. 2020, the development of the first product, the Nect anti-piracy suite, and then we added on the exploitation protection to that. And 2021 is the full development of Nect Secure, Vault, and Control. And we are running 4 POCs at the moment with Nect, and
1
we are
minute
expanding
left.
our commercial team. The team, the three founders of the company are Tim Blazicka, who is on the call, Philip Koppe and Mark Furbiak. They're all recent PhDs from the Royal University in Bochum, experts in different aspects of cybersecurity, which allows us to bring all of their expertise to bear on the problem. Benjamin Kolander was an original founder who now works as an advisor. We have 2 former professors of the team who are also entrepreneurs in their own right. Christoph Parr, who's director of the Max Planck Institute for Cybersecurity, and Professor Torsten Holz, the chair of systems security. I've been involved with startups for the last 25 years, either on the investment side or the management side. And we brought on David Rose recently to head our sales and business development team, who has 20 plus years of sales experience, former VP for ARM and other startups.
Time's up. Please end your presentation.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Then
I have 17 seconds left according to me, but that's okay.
okay, so then the time is work on, but I'll give you a little bit on the Q&A session.
That's fine, no problem.
Okay, I saw a raised hand, Ulrich, and then Kati, please.
Thank you very much. Brian, I'm assuming that you're not Philip in this case, so
yes,
thanks for
I'm not
the
Philip.
interesting. Yeah, there you go. And I think you have an impressive advisory board, to say that to my colleagues here. In any case, thanks for the presentation. What I was wondering is, I like the technology a lot, but has it been proven already? Because I was looking for some specific use cases where you might have demonstrated this also as one of the examples.
We do. We have deployed it. We have a 5,000 unit deployment that's out there with a large infrastructure company. That's been deployed, and we also have 4 POCs at the moment where we are working, where it's being tested internally. So far, all of the feedback on the security side of it have been excellent.
And the 5,000 in this case, what type of thing is it? Is it an IoT device? Is it the car? Is it?
It is a group. It's smart infrastructure for transportation, large transportation company, and it's sensors that are along the transportation routes communicating back to the main network.
So, and basically the chip size of these sensors is what? Is it RFID components? Is it smart sensors?
I don't know the architecture of the chips. I assume, given the application in an IoT environment, they're probably around 90 nanometers. Is my guess. I don't know for sure, but they are. I think they're RFID. Tim, do you know?
Yeah, these were some small and older ARM devices.
Are they? It's RFID or?
No, they are not RFID.
Okay, they're not RFID. But this can be deployed on RFID devices with no problem.
Okay, I'm doubting that, but okay, let's figure that out at another point in time. So do contact me afterwards.
Sure. Actually, Tim, can we do RFID?
I would say no. It mainly depends.
I stand corrected. I apologize.
I'd like to give the other guys the chance to ask a question. Sorry about that. Katarina, please.
Yeah, thanks for the pitch. And I'm very quick. What are you searching for in this event? Are you searching mainly for business contacts or investors?
We're looking for investors. We are ready to launch. We're already expanding our team. We are looking to raise 2 million euros by the end of this year. And we are looking to get moving.
Then I'd like to give Yannis the chance to ask a question. Sorry, Rainer and Willy, you had already had several chances. Next time, sorry.
So first of all, thanks a lot, Brian. Really very impressive. Can you talk a little bit about, when customers don't buy from you, what are the typical reasons?
So Security in general, I've done other security startups. Security is not it's a cost center. It is not a business revenue generator. So companies are trying to limit the cost on security. Whenever we talk to companies, there a lot of times they have in-house options that they're trying to use. What we're learning is mostly that is the issue here. How much can we invest in security as opposed to how much can we get? That's why I mentioned in the presentation that we're focused on those companies for whom security is a must-have, that it's an integral part of their business and not something they're just adding on because of a government requirement or that they can check a box.
So I'm sorry, time and extra time is up. So last sentence, if you like.
Thank you for the time, and we look forward to having contact in the future. Please, you can reach out to us over here or through the eurobits. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So then I'd ask you to stop sharing the screen and switch off the cameras. And now we are going, as I said, into a short 5-minute break, which according to my clock would mean we are back here at 12:24. See you all in 5 minutes. So 5 minutes are gone according to my clock. I see the jury taking their places again. Welcome back. I'll just wait until all of the jury members have activated their cameras so that we know that they're here. Still missing 3 of them, so I'll have to ask you for a little bit more patience to start your pitch. Fabian and Renaud, in case you're already back, if you could please switch on your camera. Thank you. Okay, I think we'll wait for a minute and then start anyway, so that we're not losing too much time. All right, so welcome back to the second half. And now we're complete. Great. Nect, you're the first after the short break. Please start your presentation.
Sure. Should be good now, right? Perfect. Yeah, so nice to meet you. I'm Benny, one of the founders and CEO of Nect. And before founding Nect, I've been responsible for the app development of a large insurance group. And this is where we've sent a lot of activation letters. So as soon as a user downloaded the app, he needed to activate the app, so prove the identity. So he's really our customer, he's allowed to see the data and stuff like that. So that's where we send out activation letters. And that's been happening 1 million times a day in Germany. But there were no real good alternatives to that. So the activation letter obviously is not very user-friendly because you download an app and have to wait 3 days to activate your app. So in most times you broke up the process because you don't want to wait longer. But the video ident, for example, where you have a webcam chat with a service agent, has a very bad user experience and is much more costly than the activation letter. On the other hand, you have solutions like the eID, which has a very small user base. I mean, probably every one of you are aware of that. That's only happening for like 10% of the users that they have their eID as of now. But also in the future, it's always like, for example, a public health insurance has like 25 to 30% of users not having a German ID card or an Aufenthaltstitel, for example, because they have the Spanish ID card or that they have the Indian passport or something like that. And on the other hand, you have the photo ident where you have a picture of your ID card and a selfie, but that's very easy to fake. So what we saw is like, if artificial intelligence is very good in detecting details in, for example, on medical images, why shouldn't it be able to detect holograms and stuff like that? So that's why we started the venture of having a highly secure optical verification of the identity documents, but using AI instead of the human being, because then we have the effects of very low cost, no waiting times for the user, and every user with just a camera can use our process and don't have to have extra devices. So the process for the user looks a little bit like that. He or she does a selfie video and have to say 2 random words. Based on the face movement and the lip movement, we can check if it's a real face and not a mask or a picture or something like that. A second step is to record a video of the identity document, which can be a passport or an identity card or a driving license. And our machines can then check for the optical variable security features, such as holograms or the laser images and stuff like that. But what you see now is that the user here has been able to verify her identity in less than 40 seconds on a very high level. So what we do is we not only have this typical 3 security layers, such as the liveness detection of the face match between the selfie and the identity document, and obviously also the document data check. But we added 2 more security layers, which is, on the one hand, we make it, we check if the video is an original video. So the video got recorded at this point in time with this specific device. We also have 2 patterns for that. And on the other hand, we also have trained our machines to verify, as I said, the optical variable security features, such as holograms, laser images, optical variable ink, and stuff like that. And this is not only a very great technology, we built it fully on our own in-house here in Hamburg, but it's also proven to have a very great user experience. We have 4.9 stars out of 5 stars and 4.8 stars out of 5 stars in the Play Store, at roughly 40,000 ratings now. So it's significant that we have a good user experience. On the other hand, we proved that our customers also have very high benefits using our solution. We have 75% less costs while gaining 25% more users for the RMV insurance, for example. But nowadays, we have proven that our robo-ident, how we call it, is not only able to replace the activation ladder, but has proven to have equivalent security to a physical presence check of an identity document by a human being. And that's why we are now being used nearly everywhere. We have been working for the Bundesagentur für Arbeit to file for unemployment. We do it for many large insurance groups, for the public health insurance. So we have 80% of the public health insurers under contract. And we're also doing it for the telecom. And one of the next industries for us really is the banking industry.
1 minute left.
What is probably next? One thing we released in April, the Nect ID, which is a digital ID card. So you can reuse the one-time verified identity with robo-ident with just your smartphone. And on the other hand, we want to bring our German success story to the European Union, because now we have the EDAS certification. And on the other hand, our patent technology is ready to enroll into the European Union. And now I'm happy to answer all the questions you might have.
Thank you very much. Ulrich, you were first again, and then Fabian, please.
Yes, thanks. Thank you very much, Benny. Interesting piece of technology. Great. Can you elaborate a little bit more on both your team and business model? And then finally, very short also, I think the vetting procedure in this case could help a lot in many environments. But how, so you showed that it's pretty foolproof, but can it also be faked? I mean, you can do a lot also with AI in terms of faking identities, faking video and so forth. Did you do some research on that space? So 3 questions.
Yeah, I try to make it very quick. The business model is pretty easy. We got paid per transaction with a small base fee, so to say. To the team, we have a high density of people having a knowledge based in physics. So that's where we started to invent or train the models, where we were able to verify the optical variable security features. And
how many are you?
Sorry, come on.
How many are you?
So as of now, we are 100 people, which is roughly half of them are working in the IT department. The other half is customer support, sales, and stuff like that. And when it comes to fake, so yeah, no system really is secure. So there's always a chance to commit fraud to a system. What we tried is to make it sure that the videos are recorded with this device. So most of the attack vector when it comes to deepfake, for example, is that you are able to commit a pre-manipulated video, or you also can live manipulate a video stream. So we, instead of just relying on detecting a manipulated video, we try to prevent to put in a manipulated video at the first place. So that's where we also filed the 2 patents, or we have the 2 patents granted, is to make sure that the video is really recorded with this device at this point in time and not got manipulated. So there's always a chance, but I think we have high measures in place to prevent manipulation here.
Thank you.
Fabian, then please.
Hi, Benny, thank you very much for the great presentation. My main question would be risk of substitution or substitutes for your product. I mean, in the end, if we all have our ID card on our cell phone and we have an app to identify ourselves everywhere, maybe a governmental application, then your service is not needed anymore. So how can you answer that?
So yeah, two answers to that. So first of all of our customers are sending their users to the Nect app. So the Nect app is also becoming an identity wallet. So as of now, roughly 20% of the 5 million users we already verified are reusing our Nect app to verify the identity against other customers. So we really are becoming our own replacement, so to say.
Time's up, so please, short answer.
Yeah, and on the other hand, I do believe that there's always a need for an optical verification of an identity document, even if you have some kind of EID in place.
Understood. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So please stop sharing the screen and switch off the camera. Thank you. Then we'll head right on to TrustCerts. Please start your presentation.
Yes, one moment. Should be visible for everyone, isn't it? All right. Yes, hello everyone. My name is Mirko, the founder from TrustCerts. And yeah, what's our goal or vision? It's to provide a trust service for the digital future. I think all of you know that verification is very important for the daily business. And when you are in a supply chain, you are all the times you are working with different stakeholders. And in the most cases, you know the receiver, you get the information, and the one you are passing them, but you don't know the other stakeholders. And blind trust is not the best way to deal with. So normally you go and you want to validate the information. But since there are no registers to get the public keys for verification, or no standardization, it's very time consuming, and a lot of processes are very manual. So it's a very high intensive and a bottleneck that will slow down your main business. And we will give you the right tool. It's a trust service based on the blockchain, so that we build you the trust to give you verifiable credentials that you can handle and verify in 1 second. And what do we offer our clients? Well, on the first place, on the top layer, we have the so-called software as a service solutions like the Trust Manager and Trust Center you can use for your processes to secure them. We have, for example, the Supply Chain Act that forces you to track all the processes, or we had the case with the ID wallet where you have to verify the different stakeholders. And if a customer said, oh, okay, I have already a system where I built my process, then we say, okay, then you can go one step down and use our Trust Creator and use us as a security add-on. So we have an API that can be docked onto your existing systems, and you can throw every digital file against us to sign and verify it. And all these things are based on our self-developed blockchain with the highest security standards defined right now. And what are the competitors? Well, we are not the only one out there in the market with digital signatures. The biggest one are Adobe Sign and DocuSign, and they're really great for PDFs, but IoT devices or in general machines can't really deal with PDF. So we need machine readable data formats. Then we have, on the other hand, blockchain startups that say, okay, we have the decentralized aspect, so all the data stay at the customer and are not processed on cloud servers in America and so on. But On the one hand, they are not compliant with the self-sovereign identity standards, so they are not interoperable solution. And the biggest challenge, and this is our greatest USP, these competitors are not GDPR compliant, because you have, with the GDPR, you have the right to be forgotten. Most blockchains are not able to fulfill the GDPR. Therefore, the providers cannot make service level agreements how long the data will be valid or available in the future. And we have I have a pending patent on EU-wide that will suit this problem. So we can say, okay, you can verify your data on a decentralized system, but still on the future. What are we using to enter the market? Well, we are using decentralized identities. This was one of the main problems, by the way, why the ID wallet was taken down some days ago, because you were not able to verify with whom you are sharing the data. There we are working with W3C and other parties to define the standards and give out verifiable credentials, and all the required registers are based on a blockchain. Where we are right now, as I said, we are working on the international standards or projects in Germany like ID Union, but we also have some customers out there in the government sector, in the economy sector, and so on. And as we see, the FOM is using us for over half a year right now, and the amount of digital credential is rising, since they know, okay, I can issue and validate 24/7, so it's really used, and the people can use it for the future with self-sovereign identity. Our business model, or the market we're tackling, is really big. It's very easy, because if you can validate something in a short time, you can save a lot of money. And our business model is based on this for our products like the Trust Signer and the Trust Creator. We have a license and pay-per-use model. And on the other hand, if consortiums want to host our blockchain, we have an open core model for them.
1 minute left, a little less to be sure.
Yes, it's the last, so it's fine. The team behind is a spin-off of the cybersecurity institution. Florian is responsible for the sales and marketing part with about 5 people, and I'm responsible for the tech guys with also about 5 people. And yeah, that's all. Let me say, like Ronald Reagan said, you can trust, but it's very good to verify. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Ulrich, you're first again, but one question for the start, please.
Yeah,
and then
okay.
Christoph.
So my main question was about your go-to-market. I'm very much doubting your model, which whereby you think that people are basically asking for blockchain. I don't think people are asking for blockchain, but they're asking for trust. But please elaborate on how you're planning to go to market.
Mm-hmm. On the one hand, as a small startup, we are not the one like IBM or so that they say, okay, you have to use it. So that is why we are working with Decentralized Identity Foundation to be compliant with the standards, not for the verifiable credentials, but also with EIDAS and so on, because in the end, also the big companies says, well, it's a nice solution you already have out there, but it has to be compliant with the law and the institutional standards. And this is the point that we are working with even more enterprise companies, which are not on the slide right now.
Okay, it didn't really address my question, but okay, let's move forward. Sure.
Do you have already customers? That wasn't quite clear to me from your presentation.
Yes, as you see on the left part, there are some the customers, for example, here are DRL, GovDigital, T-Systems, and the FOM, which are paying right now for its recurrent revenue based on our license model. And there are a lot of there are some more pilot projects and some more pilots in the project in the pipeline.
Rainer or Willy, and then Yannis, please.
Yeah, one question about the financing round. Are you in a financing round, or what are the next steps for developing the company?
We have closed our last round some days ago, but we are want to close the next round about the middle of the next year with 1 million about.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thanks also from my side. Very interesting. I mean, in terms of competitors, right? We saw Adobe DocuSign. I think Adobe is a gorilla, right? I don't know if 800 pounds or 800 tons in the enterprise software space. So maybe any thoughts? How are you going to compete against them?
On the one hand, as I said, DocuSign is not applied with the eIDAS. So we are working with the BSI or with the eIDAS regulations to make our blockchain, our infrastructure level very secure, because then we can give our customers a price nobody else can give them. Because we are able to integrate the security on the lowest level and scale it up. For example, we have also defined some standards that is able to scale blockchain, so our transaction fees are about 1 cent or so.
And if we still have the time, why do you think that companies like Adobe will not be able to replicate these features?
Because
quick answer, please.
Because Adobe is very happy with the field where are they right now, and we are more focused on the sovereign part, because Adobe has a cloud solution, it's fit perfectly, but we see in Germany the subject all about self-sovereign is rising and rising, and there we see us to go into the market.
Thank you very much. Time's up.
Thank you.
Then we have WebTotem next in line. Please start sharing your screen.
Yep, here we are. First of all, thank you so much for the opportunity. I don't think that I am sharing my screen. Do I? Do you see my screen? Yes, you are screen sharing. Do you hear me well? Yeah? Yeah, okay, great, thank you. I will not take much of your time. My name is Tatiana, I represent WebTotem. WebTotem is your personal web application security assistant. So in the next couple of minutes, I will try to tell what are we doing, what makes us special, and what we are looking for. Yeah, so the problem is here is. The problem is cyber attacks are very common these days, and no one is completely secure against cyber attacks, and all areas of economy suffer from losses from cyber attacks. What we are doing, we are sorry, I'm almost there. Why I can't do this? Yeah, WebTotem protects website in proactive and systematic way. We offer 10 models of protection. Of course, it's WAF and antivirus, and also it's all other models that get you peace of mind and that you are confident that your online assets are secure. We are proud and honored to be trusted by such reputable organizations as TechCrunch, Tech Founders, Accelerator Startup Wise Guys, and also the biggest insurance company in Poland, PZU. And yeah, we are originally from Poland, although our team is international. We are from Kazakhstan, Estonia, and the US. As I mentioned, a few of our models includes antivirus, firewall, monitoring, and all that in very customizable way. Our business model is quite simple. Right now, we are targeting mostly enterprises. We started with targeting not enterprises, but small clients and governmental sectors. Yet now we are targeting enterprises because our projects with PZU and other corporations showed that our competitive advantage is in high customization, effectiveness, as you can expect from your cybersecurity assistant. And also we have unique value proposition that means that we can monitor hundreds of thousands websites very easily. That's why we're in high demand for corporations. Yep, the team, there are up to, I think today it's 20 of us, mostly I would say 18 highly educated engineers with experience in cybersecurity from 5 to 15 years. Also, of course, we have project management and business strategy director, yeah, to make it safe. So yeah, that's basically it. What I wanted to add that now we are self-sufficient. So we have money because we have clients. We tested and successfully implemented our solution because that's it. We successfully implemented our solution in Eastern Europe, Western Europe, and the US market. And right now we are looking for collaborations. So let me again thank you for this opportunity. If you can help us in any way, from advice to contacts, and match us with corporations who would be interested in using us, our solution for their cybersecurity needs, we would be the happiest. That's it from my side. Thank you for your attention, and I'm ready to answer your questions.
All right, you finished ahead of time, so we have a little more time for questions. Rainer and Willi, I see a raised hand there.
Yeah, what I understood is you have still customers, and which customers do you have, and what is the next step? Why do you need more investors or so?
Thank you, understood. So we have customers as for our subscription service. So small enterprises and individuals, they pay monthly or yearly to install our agents on their websites. So we are good there. Now we are targeting more enterprises. We have, I would say, up to 5 of them. And yeah, they're all in Europe. And we're still looking for more enterprises, for more opportunities, because as it usually happens to startup, there is always a trust issue, and also in cybersecurity field, right? So it is easier and more smooth way for us to proceed is to collaborate with corporation than to go all by ourselves. That's what we are looking for. We are looking for collaborations and potential partners.
Ulrich, please.
Who do you see as your main competitors, Tatiana, in the market? Is that companies like Qualys and Co, or?
I got the competitors. Could you please repeat the last 2 words?
Yeah. Is that are those companies like Qualys, or who do you see as competitors?
Yeah, we have lots of competitors, and the good thing is that the market is, we think, is unsaturated, and there is a place under the sun for everyone. Our competitors are VirusDie, Sucuri, WordFence, to some extent Cloudflare, and many others. Luckily, there is no 100% overlap with anyone. So we feel strong by our service.
And so what is then your competitive advantage in that case?
Yeah, our competitive advantage, no one up to the date, no one offers monitoring of, let's say, 200,000 online websites from a single cabinet. So we offer huge scope of protection. And second, we are efficient, and yet we are still very adjustable and flexible, because there is only 20 of us. So we can fit our solution very fast to the needs of corporation. For example, with PZU, that Polish insurance company, it took us only 3 months to do it from scratch to totally the product, customizable product. Yeah, so we are flexible, we are fast, we are efficient, we try our best.
Thank you. We still got 50 seconds left. Any more questions? That's not the case. So thank you very much for the presentation. Then I would.
Thank you so much. Thank you for opportunity. Thank you.
Then I would ask you to switch off the camera. You already did. Thank you very much. And then the final presentation from XignSys. Stage is yours. Please start your.
Yes, thank you very much. Last but not least, XignSys. I hope I can present you our very exciting authentication solution. What we're doing is we're tackling the IT security at its most vulnerable part, and that is for us, the user. And that's why I provide you user authentication for our everyday life, for smart city and e-government today. What we're doing is we are at XignSys, we provide simplified digital identification and authentication for our everyday life. And that does not only mean the service provider, but also the user. What we're doing is we provide a passwordless identification and authentication software as a service solution that is based on the smartphone and FIDO2. By that, we are able to combine the high addability of outstanding usability, but also the highest security, as we are now certified by the German BSI. We have an extremely qualified team. Around roughly 33 of our 70% of our 33 employees are cybersecurity specialists. And we have the first mover advantage here in North Rhine-Westphalia by providing the authentication for the service content. Our target CAGR is 130% by 2024, and our recurring revenue will roughly increase around 90% until then. Why do we do this? We are creating trust and interoperability between all stakeholders in a smart city, because the smart city does not only contain mobility and e-government, but also energy, education, healthcare, but also the user itself, so home and living. What are the key takeaways? We have smart city, and smart city is a complex infrastructure. Most of our use cases and solutions usually focus primarily only on one stakeholder. And what we're doing is we're providing high interoperability, which will lead to a much wider use of smart services and therewith increase the quality of life in smart city. We're doing this secure and user-friendly. We're digitalizing the identification user authentication because it is the critical foundation to have an efficient and secure use case and user acceptance in smart city context. On the other side, we have the e-government processes that we're securing by providing the substantial security solution, as it is defined by the EIDAS. And roughly 80% of our use cases will require such a substantial level of security. We are certified by the Federal Office for Information Security, and right now there are barely any competitors or any other authentication solutions that would be compliant with the TR 3107, which is the German law due to EIDAS. Yeah, and we know that only 10% will require high as a security level, so we think there's a huge need for our solution. What are the benefits of XIMI? We are BSI certified. We have a highly adaptive. We are highly adaptive to a large variety of use cases. We are GDPR compliant here in Germany. We do not require any additional hardware, or the smartphone and FIDO2 authentication can be enough. We're easy to integrate into given IoT and ICT platforms. You could even add Nect or TrustCerts to our infrastructure as they were pitched just a few minutes ago. And we are at least as convenient as a social login, so anyone should be able to use our product easily. How does the architecture look like? We are highly adaptive. At the bottom, you have the sign-in manager, which combines all the security solutions. And on the right, we have all the different use cases that lead throughout all the smart city stakeholders. And yeah, just a few months ago, we even started developing an SSI solution, as we were also part of the Gaia-X Federation Services specification phase. What does our growth look like? We started around 2016 with our QR code technology. We have now a product and we are becoming more and more modular. Our sales distribution was 100% direct and is now 50-50 compared to direct and indirect sales. And our revenue has started to grow, that our SaaS product will become 90% of our sales in the near future. What do our customers look like, and how does the product sell? We have the federal states, for example, the service control, as I mentioned. We have around 18 million users that could use our solution very soon. And we have around 10 to 20 cents ARR for them. Cities are a bit more expensive in terms of the use cases that we need to combine. So we go to around €3 ARR. For the platforms, we are at around €1. Then combining all the different solutions, we have to check how difficult the integration part is. And then for B2B platforms, it can be up to €10 if you want to provide high security for your company. We have a lot of media coverage in the last few years. We also have a very strong C-level nowadays with Markus and Pascal, our two co-founders. But we also have a very strong advisory board, for example, Professor Norbert Pohlmann, Willi Mannheims, and Dr. Conny Blösch. I hope we can grow together, and I hope you enjoyed this pitch about user authentication, IT security. Thank you very much.
Perfectly on time. Thank you. We have Rainer or Willi, and then maybe Carlos in between, and then Ulrich.
Thank you for the presentation. Perhaps a short question. You mentioned the BSI certification. Which certificate, or let's say which approval level or assurance level do you have?
Yeah, we did get the assurance level for substantial, which is, I think, the most important part if you're looking at e-government and the service content in general. And yeah, we got that approval just a few weeks ago.
Oh, thank you.
Carlos, please.
Are you, besides authenticating users and devices, are you also being able to apply this solution to service mesh or similar architectures?
We are highly interoperable to all the different authentication protocols that are used nowadays. For example, OpenID Connect, SAML, and we are also trying to integrate DITCOM for the SSI authentication process. So I hope that answers your question.
We can debate afterwards. Thank you.
So then Ulrich and Silke, hope we can get both questions.
Yeah, thank you, Alexander. Alex, what is your role in the company?
My role is I am the VPO. I was the first member at XignSys. Back then, I did provide the Android and the iOS app. And nowadays, I am a bit more part of the strategic and innovation process at XignSys.
Right, thanks. So you're focusing very much on smart city developments. Mainly, I see here the reflections for the German market. What if that smart city development is not taking place? Are you looking into other markets as well, or only those?
We did start with the B2B customers. For example, Volkswagen was our very first customer. And we know that especially those enterprise companies need strong user authentication because they have the problem of getting their data lost. And the user is usually the most vulnerable part in the authentication process. So yeah, we do focus on that. But since we do have such a good grip on the e-government and smart city part, we are focusing mainly on this nowadays.
Okay. Silke, please. Sorry, Ulrich. Last question to Silke.
From my side, also a very short question on customer, and or do you have already a certain integrated customer, as you mentioned, for the smart cities platform?
Yeah, we do have two cities right now. One is Duisburg and one is Solingen-Remscheid, or the combination of those two. And they are the very first to use our SDK solution in their own smart city app.
Great, thank you very much. Perfectly on time with the 3 minutes Q&A. And that were our 8 startup pitches. Thank you very much for all of you for these interesting pitches. I have to admit, I did not understand each and every last detail of what I saw and heard here. The good news is I don't have to, but the jury does. And I think they will have a hard time picking the winner and making their decision. I would at this point also like to take the opportunity to thank all of our supporters, without whose support this whole event, the whole Eurobit Security Summit and the pitch would not have been possible. Namely, they are Seconet and G-Data. We have, yeah, thank you very much. There we have it shared again. We have the Bochum Wirtschaftsentwicklung, who supported us and support this pitch in particular with a pitch training, which some of you participated in, and with donating the prize. We have the RW TÜV, we have the ECSO, FISEC, Segida, and our colleagues from the digital security network NRW for small and medium enterprises. Thank you very, very much to all of you. Thank you to all the jury members already for your time and for taking the time to be here today. And thank you to our colleagues at ECSO. I already mentioned it. We're a local ECSO Cyber Investor Day, which puts this whole thing in larger international frame, which we are very happy about. Now, a little over the time, 5 minutes, the jury will retreat for the consultation. They're going to do this in a separate call. You can all stay here in the Zoom call, keep your mics muted and your cameras switched off, and we will be back here around 1:45 for the award ceremony, where we get to know who the winner or the two winners are. I would like to ask you to be back here 1:35 at the latest, so that we're all here on time. In the meantime, those of you who don't want to watch the break screen all the time, you see here a link where you can head back to the convent and just join there and watch the next panel, which is about secure supply chain and IT security. But you can have both streams, so the Zoom conference and the stream running parallel, and we'll see everybody back here at 1:35, 1:45 at the latest. Thank you very much.
Wie machen wir das denn jetzt? Führen wir das jetzt aus? Oder was?
Your mic is still open. So we're all starting together again. Very nice. The last panel on the other conference is still running, but I think not for long anymore. So excitement is rising. We'll have to keep you waiting for a few minutes longer, but not too long. panel is still running, so we do have to be patient a few more minutes, I'm afraid. Thanks everybody for your patience. The panel is coming to an end now, so we will be live in a few moments, I hope.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I think maybe think it was maybe
Und von daher können wir jetzt zusammenschalten. Ich gucke noch mal hinten an unseren tollen Technik-Regie-Tisch. Gibt es einen Daumen hoch? Da kommt schon der, da sehe ich Christoph Paar.
Yes, we are here.
Hallo Florian. Hi Florian. So
Hi,
we
Christine.
are back together.
We are.
Please excuse that we had we overtook a little bit the time, but we had so good discussions here at the convent. I hope you did not wait too long for us.
We're fine, and I know it has been a tough discussion within the jury. Everybody is probably excited to learn who the winners are, and I won't stress your patience any longer, so I'll hand over.
Florian,
yes?
before you go ahead, because you have
yes.
been busy with all the startups, could you please name them all for us once, who pitched today, where
of course.
they come from, so that we get an overview here in the main conference. What happened at your Zoom stream?
Yeah, I really would love to hand that over to our jury president, as he has been more deeply into the core DNA of the pitches. They submitted their pitch decks, and our jury president is much more of an IT security expert than I am. So Willy, would you like to summarize again who we heard today, maybe in alphabetical order?
Yeah, thank you very much for having the opportunity. And I think we are all excited what kind of pitches we heard during the last couple of hours, and only to the audience who missed it, you really missed it. We were with 8 companies, and I will only name the names of the companies and not what they are doing in detail, because then it would be last very long. Today pitched BlackCell, Codean, Decentriq, Emproof, Nect, TrustCerts, WebTotem, and XignSys. These companies are not only coming from Germany, they are coming from all over Europe. And it was really great pitches in front of the jury and of all people who attended. And it is not so easy to give this to the presenters as a good hand. It's not so easy to pitch the companies which are coming out of technological areas to an international jury, which is very much finance orientated. All the members of the high-class jury were particularly impressed by all the pitches we saw today, and we want to give a big thank to Eurobits and all partners, Secunet, ECSO, who make this happen. During the last hours, the jury evaluated the great pitches and according the following criteria: management experience and team. Do they have a diversified team with different qualifications, product and technology? Is it a Me Too product, or is it a disruptive product? Then market potential of the company we evaluated. What kind of growth potential could be done by the companies? Go-to-market strategy, competitors, presentation quality, and business model and clarity of the business model and the teams. The startups didn't make it easy for the jury, and therefore we are quite happy to find a solution according the criteria I mentioned before. The event at the end of the day is part of Eurobits Security Summit, and this is part of the European Cybersecurity Startup Award as well. This is important to mention, that we are not here on a local, that we are here on a European pitch day. And if you see the companies and if you had the possibility to saw the pitches, you can really underline this as well. As you heard before, we have 2 winners, and the jury decided to nominate 3. It's something the jury decided ad hoc, but I will come to this point later on. How are the 2 winners? The 2 winners are exceptional companies, and the second winner is a company which has a BSI certificate, and the second winner is a company which won, by the way, the UP21 from the ITSA, and all people who know this can imagine who it is. The second winner is XignSys. Alexander, are you in?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. How are you feeling with the second prize?
Very excited. Thank you very much for the honor. Yeah, I'm honestly, I'm a little bit speechless because all the other pitches were very good as well, and all the other products especially were very good. So yeah, I'm honestly a bit blushed, and I'm very thankful for the opportunity to have another pitch with you guys. So thanks to everyone.
Okay, thank you very much for having us here, and thank you very much for having the good pitch. And the first prize is going to a company which is starting with the first letter. It's an N, and they showed us that selfies are not only for pictures you can send to your friends. It's a company who uses selfies as an authentication model, and I'm speaking about Nect. The first winner is Nect. Benny, congratulations, and to the team as well.
Nice. Thank you very much. I'm very happy about that. It's a security pitching in front of security experts. It's always very tough. So I'm very happy that you also see our solution as a good security product.
Okay, perhaps you can elaborate a little bit more what you are doing, because not all of the people who are now on the screen saw the pitches, and therefore a couple of minutes you can explain your company.
Sure, happy to do so. Yeah, what we do is identity verification in a remote manner. So the user just have to record a video of his or her ID card or passport and a video of the face. And our machines really make sure that the ID card is authentic while checking, for example, the holograms or the laser images or the optical variable ink. So all optical variable security features getting checked by our machine. So there's no human being controlling the ID cards, but our machine's doing so. So that has the benefit for the user that they never have to wait for a free service agent, for example. And on the other hand, it's very cost efficient, and it's very secure, because in the morning at 8 a.m., but also in the evening at 12 p.m., the machine is always working on the same quality level. So I think we found a very great solution to have an optical check of the ID documents to prove your identity against, for example, the public health insurer, the bank, the insurance company, and the like.
Okay, thank you very much. And as I mentioned before, it's a novum, because the jury thought, because the field was so tight among the first companies and the different stages of the companies are very great. Therefore, the jury decided to have a third prize. And the third prize is that the jury will promote that the winner of the announcing in a couple of seconds will have the possibility to participate in the Den Haag European pitch as well. And the third winner It was not in the program, but therefore you have independent jury. We are doing something which is unexpected. The third winner is Emproof. Brian. Are you still in, Brian?
I am here. Sorry about that. That was unexpected. Thank you very much. Great competition. The two winners were fantastic presentations, really impressive. So I'm very happy to be the exception to the rule, I guess, is what we would be here.
Yep.
With the third nomination. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for having such a brilliant presentation. And once again, all the finalists are winners. There are no bad or good. They are all in the same league, but are in different stages. And so it's a pity that the jury has to decide and nominate not all, but only the first three. And thanks again to Eurobits, thanks again to Wirtschaftsförderung in Bochum and to ECSO, who has delivered the prizes. Thanks again, and I will give now to the last words to Florian. And thanks again, I will not miss this, for the jury, that they are all participating and giving up their really relevant judgment.
Thank you, Willy. I don't have much to add except big thanks from my side to everybody participating today, all the startups, all the jury members, and all the members of the team, especially at eCapital and Eurobits behind the scenes who were not on the screen. I think it was a great pitch. I'm very happy and proud to be part of this once again, and we are already looking forward to hold this again next year. Thanks to everybody, and back to Christina now.
Thanks.
Dankeschön, Florian. Thank you very much. And a big congratulations also here from the convent to the winners. And I really like it when it goes so spontaneous, when there is a quality that the jury decided quality wins. I think this is something we should always keep in as maybe our main target in the cybersecurity. Willy, a very big thank you to you and your jury. It was a great work you have done again, and we look forward to have you with us again next year when we welcome to the Summit 22 for the pitch. So the Summit 21 is not finished yet, and we are waiting for Rainer Baumgart. He's cloning himself.
No, he's just stepping away from my side. He's coming. He will be there in 30 seconds.
So thank you so much. Congratulations to the winners, and I wish all the winners good luck for the Den Haag European Final. Und wir sind ganz besonders stolz darauf, dass 2 der Unternehmen hier aus unserer Region sind. Und ich hoffe, definitiv eins mit der XignSys, natürlich hier auch ein Mitglied von Eurobits. Rainer, du darfst gerne schon zu mir rüberkommen. Und wir haben eine ganz spannende Diskussion, spannende Panels hier gehabt in den letzten Stunden. Ihr habt auch bei uns was verpasst, lieber Willy. Also das war auch hier bei uns sehr, ich will nicht sagen kontrovers, wir waren ja eigentlich in vielen Sachen einer Meinung, aber sehr aufschlussreich, hier die verschiedenen Sichtweisen nochmal kennenzulernen. Rainer, jetzt hast du die ehrenvolle Aufgabe, die Keynote zum Schluss zu sprechen, und die Panels, die kann ich dir mal kurz so sagen, was so die kommen mit drauf auf unsere Bühne.
Mach das.
Also die Fachkräfte, das ist
wir haben gearbeitet. Ne?
Ihr habt gearbeitet, wir haben darüber gesprochen. Dass
kommt eigentlich selten vor, aber ist dann doch passiert.
Es ist also am Ende eine gesamtgesellschaftliche Aufgabe, aber das heißt nicht, dass man sich jetzt zurücklehnen kann und sagen kann, wir haben ja auch Vertreter des Ministeriums, des Wirtschaftsministeriums, also gesamtgesellschaftlich, ja, das muss ja die Politik machen. Nee, so ist das nicht. Also ich glaube, wir sind uns alle einig gewesen, das fängt an bei der schulischen Erziehung, das geht weiter bei den Eltern, die auch ein Stück weit mit Einfluss nehmen können. Wie kommen wir weiter hier in einer Grundausbildung im Bereich der, ich sage jetzt mal Technologie, der Informatik, einschließlich der IT-Sicherheit. Wir haben gelernt, dass die Curricula noch geändert werden müssen, dass in vielen Fällen bei Informatik die IT-Sicherheit gar nicht automatisch dabei ist. Und wir natürlich auch die Querwechsler, nenne ich sie mal, brauchen, deren Berufe wegdigitalisiert werden, die aber tolle Fähigkeiten haben, ob es die sogar technische sind, mathematisch, aber auch die, ich sage jetzt mal, interdisziplinären, also die gute Kommunikation, die Psychologie, alles, was dazugehört, dass wir wirklich dieses Thema der Cybersicherheit in jeden Kopf irgendwo reinkriegen. Und das aber vielleicht nicht nur hart reingebläut, sondern ein bisschen spielerischer. Wir haben gelernt heute, was es in den Niederlanden gibt, wie das funktioniert, dass es dort deutlich leichter ist, dass es irgendwo viel mehr Zusammenarbeit mit den Firmen ist. Das ist unser, ich glaube,
yes, before everybody's leaving, and though the stream is still running here, I would like to take the opportunity to thank you all again in this smaller circle. It was a pleasure to work with you. Thank you very much for your time, everybody, and looking forward to see many of you next year again.
From my side as well. Thank you very much for having time and supporting us. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
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 Das ist schon das Richtige, was geleistet werden muss. Und da kann